Hey, good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to Grid Vision. We are live from virtual Echopark Speedway. It's race 20 out of 36 for the OB Builders Cup Series, and we're brought to you this week by Goated Strat Motorsports, the team that'll be doing some racing around here along with everybody else here. Hey, everybody, it's me, Jolo, up in the booth, joined this week by Roger Pierce and the Mr. Man himself, Austin Derbyshire, the man who really makes it all happen. He's down in the truck, pulling the levers, pushing the buttons, and sending it all to you live across the fiber optic cable. Roger, now you've been hot. You've been doing good racing this week. You've been doing a little Echopark.
No, I've only done a few races. I've been wrecked out of 2 and I've won 1. So not so good, but it's just how the track is. It's still one of my favorite places to go, right? Look at this mile and a half that was converted recently, and now we have this super speedway package on these cars, and it creates this different type of racing that we see nowhere else, and you're going to see that tonight.
Ooh, I like that. I like the sound of that. Yeah, Atlanta is, Echopark, to some, is a very unique track. And I got my first taste of some live NASCAR this week at Chicagoland, and now I'm hot to see another track in action. But let's take a quick look at the standings from last week. Last week, it was Derek Heitman setting the fastest time around, but Michael Conti overall who won things, with Paul Hill in second, Maverick Davis coming across third. So last week's results, race 19 out of 36, left things looking pretty good for Team Conti there, with Michael Conti sitting up at the top. We don't think we'll see him this week, unfortunately, but we are going to have the league standings. Now we are over the hump, over the halfway point in this series. Paul Hill sits atop with 2 wins right now, 2,600 points. Evan Say in second, Justin Levine in third, Brandon Pasalacqua in fourth, and PB Henry rounding out your top 5 across the league standings right now. So names to watch out for. Let's go straight to the starting grid, though. And who was it who won the Thomas Mullins Pull Award? Well, that's going to be Brian Johnson, the number 4 right now, with Greg Carr on the outside. Paul Gallimore is going to be in the next row with Tim Wortman Jr. in the 28 on his outside. Evan Say in the 3-3-3 with Brandon Pasalacqua there as well on row 3. Row 4, Randy Mullins and Tyler Hunter on the outside. Row 5, it's going to be Justin Levine out of Brooklyn, New York, and Matt DiCiani on the outside. Take it away.
Yeah, in 11th, we're going to have the 21 machine of Patrick Gitter with Joshua Hyatt starting 12th. Paul Hill in the 26th going to be starting 13th with the 10 of Michael Figueroa with 14th. Daniel Wiles is going to be 15th with Zach Millett 16th. Keegan Sabilo in the 77 with Joseph Causey on the outside, and 88 started 18th. Kenny Powell's going to be 19th with Maverick Davis at the 15th, starting 20th.
Moving right along, Chris Hudson in 21st with Luke Christian in 22nd. John Binder in 23rd with Russell Black in 24th. Alexander Carr in 25th, and on the outside, Kevin Ruff in 26th. Mark Sanchez in 27th with Jordan Slater in 28th. And rounding out the top 30, Jose Medina in 29th with Keith Long in 30th.
At 31st, we're going to have PB Henry with Austin Edstrom 32nd. 33rd is going to be Chris Davis with Luis C. Becerra 34th. 35th, 72 machine of Shane Clore with Josh Schaffner 36th. And Chad Keeby is going to be 37th with Bryce Reiner, rounding out at 38th.
All right.
All right, well,
we've got everything there. Let's hear some keys to the race. Well, we got the guys girding up here.
Yeah, let's get some keys to the race. Number 1, track position matters. So we kind of saw it last night. I kind of seen it throughout the week. The lane game is going to come into effect here, and the setup underneath your car is going to matter. So what these guys are going to have to do, a little bit of 2-tire fire from here to there. Figure out how long the run goes, maybe not take tires, maybe take 2 tires, and get track position where you can. Number 2, find a dancing partner. It's very important. There's a lot of people in this league who are very good at super speedway racing and have a very high IQ when it comes to this style. So they're going to find someone to work with as this race goes on, and you're going to see them progressively work their way through the field or maintain the lead. And number 3, don't die. We saw it a lot this week. If you get rear damage, the car gets extremely free. And so when you start pushing on that free car, it just creates a wobble effect that trickles down the line, and it's causes big wrecks.
Okay, that Grid Vision Classic pops back up there, as Atlanta is the kind of track that will draw that kind of thing out. We were watching some practice, and we were looking and seeing some instability in these cars, especially when they come washing out of the turns a little bit fast. They have a tendency to get up there and really fly toward the outside. We'll see how many guys can hold on to control here, and if they've got the spatial awareness to keep their noses out of each other's, out of the back ends of each other's cars here. Because a lot can go down here when you're really struggling to hold on to that wheel, and too much scrubbing of the tires, too much input. It's just going to make all that even harder as time goes on here.
You're not wrong, right? That's the bottom line. Kills tires more than the middle, but the middle could be just as bad because some people don't lift, and you have to lift as the run goes on because these cars get tight. It's still 1.5 miles. It's not a 2 mile plate track. It's still 1.5 miles. It's still lift in the corners. Have to be careful on throttle. It's all gonna matter.
That's right. It's all going to add up. So there's a lot of arithmetic going on here. Here goes the pace car. Get ready, folks. Here comes the BK Design start zone as we get things kicked off here on the OB Builders Cup Series. And we are go, go, go on Grid Vision.
Brian Johnson with a great jump, but here's the thing. You can't get too far out there because at 11 of Paul Gallimore, he's going to get right there, and he's going to choose. Do I want to go to the top or go to the bottom? Top lane doesn't have momentum, so he's going to stay on the bottom and stay with Brian here.
Doesn't have momentum right now, but if you look behind him, we've got some shufflers. It's already happening. Justin Levine pops up from the bottom row and says, you know what? I'll lead the top lane. I'll take things away here. He's side by side with the 54 of Randy Mullins, trying to make it work. Ooh, Levine just about into the nose of Gitter behind him. Gitter trying to figure out if he's top lane, bottom lane. Levine also a little bit confused, but it looks like they're going to stay up top as down below Randy Mullins gets slotted back in. And phew, that was a little bit exciting there.
Yeah, and these two, you do not want this duo together, right? These are two guys who are very accomplished plate track racers, and you're just going to see them work the middle, which I believe is the superior lane this week, especially if you have the cars for it.
You just called it, my friend. We're going to watch and see how close that middle lane can get to the bottom lane as things go on here. We've seen a few cars dip below the line a little bit, but we've seen some pretty impressive control in the top 20 here right now, as we got a lot of side-by-side action from about fourth back. Randy Mullins still side-by-side with Justin Levine. Peter just behind Levine, but out in front, Johnson is getting a lot of, Gallimore is staying tucked in. He knows that patience is key, especially here with 175 laps ahead. Patience is key. Now, he doesn't want to overheat the car, so he's not staying too tucked in. You can see he's kind of moving around behind Johnson there, but Gallimore has got a plan, and it looks like he's trying to execute here.
Well, yeah, but their patience is key, right? But you also get extremely frustrated if I'm Levine and Gitter. The 25 of Greg Carr is not close enough, and he's not giving you the push that you need. The third car is the most important car in line. He creates that push factor to get these two cars up. You're going to see when Evan gets closer to the 11 and 4, that line's going to generate more. Levine's got to run here with Pat. He's going to side draft Randy Mullins out of the corner, get right back up out of that line. And now they have about half a car spacing. And as soon as Pat gets a little closer to him, you see, right? That momentum starts going. Greg Carr just needs to get a little bit closer to these guys so they can go. And that's how it just comes to be as laps go by.
Absolutely, my friend. Maybe a little bit of a blink from Johnson there out in the front. Not a great time for that. But if the top lane can get tightened up a little bit, we're going to see that momentum pay off. Now we're seeing it already as Levine is almost side by side for second. Brian Johnson's still out there at the front. This feels like a powder keg to me right now, Roger. It feels like anybody could drop a match and this whole thing is going to go up. What do you think?
I mean, that's every time we come here. These guys are doing a really good job with the spacing. we've seen it where they're a lot closer, and it's more of a powder keg. But they're doing a decent job. They're keeping the car widths apart from all of from each other pretty much as we go back through the field. Only the front 3 or 4 are close. So right now it's not as bad, but as these stack ups start coming with tire wear, you're gonna see it get a lot worse.
Yeah, and I know that we've been talking about the front of the field a lot, but I want to give kudos to the whole stack tonight. We've made it through lap 8. We're on lap 8 right now, excuse me. Going into lap 8, we've had it's 2x2 racing nearly all the way down the field. It has been very, very good. It feels like everybody's on the same page with just wanting to make it through here. And you know what? Keeping the competition up, though, there hasn't been a lot of shuffling outside of the first couple of laps here. Not a lot of switching from the bottom lane to the top lane. There's not really a lot of room for it. They're staying very, very close together. Very tight knit.
You say that shuffle happened, right? Levine just made a pass for the lead, and Patrick is right with him, and he's staying right with him, and Brian Johnson has no help. Paul is half a car back. It's going to take him the rest of the corner to get there. And by that time, he's going to have cooler temps, right? So can Brian take the push through the corner to get past Justin? And I just don't think that it's going to be there. Yeah, Brian started to wash. Paul washed. Patrick and Levine are going to have the power here to kind of push ahead.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And it looks like they're just waiting for their moment. I got a feeling that Levine and Gitter are going to go ahead and close the door as soon as they can, get back down on the inside of the track, use that speed, maybe stick together. But at that point, Johnson becomes the third car. And, well, he'll have a very drastically different role to play at that point.
Yeah, Johnson just keeps coming up a little bit. You got to be careful with that. These cars can grab extremely easily, and Justin's giving him plenty of room. Brian is the one washing up here, and you don't want to wash up too big. He's trying to just run him up a little high. As you see there, he's arcing the corner. Levine's right there, not really side drafting. He's going to get him right here on exit, trying to get the left side draft going, and Patrick's just not there. Gitter needs to be there, but Greg Carr needs to be right on Gitter, just so they can have the exit speed. As you see there, that 25 machine is starting to wash a little bit further back. These cars are already starting to have some type of movement because of the heat, tire wear, all that.
Yeah, you're right. We're only on lap 12 here, but the early effects of Echopark are apparent as we're going around here. The LB Builders Cup Series has just gotten things kicked off here on Grid Vision. The 19 of Justin Levine showing how to do it, with Patrick Gitter in the 21 pushing very well on the top line. A little bit more space between them now. It's made things slow down a little bit, but here we go. Levine's out in front far enough. Is he going to move down? Yes, he is, I think.
He's
no,
play
it was
lanes.
just a feint.
He's got to play lanes. Yeah, this is where the field didn't want this to happen, right?
No.
I love working with Justin on these tracks because he, like I said, he's got such a high IQ. He knows what to do. He's going to play lanes here. He's going to pull Gitter, and then he's going to pull Brian as soon as Brian gets a run. Unless Gitter can clear, which is something that they really don't want. And Gitter does clear.
Ooh, yeah.
Gitter's going for the lead, though.
Interesting decision. Yeah, the partnership now dissolved. Gitter side by side with the pushy of Justin Levine. Now the two of them are going to potentially have some interesting battle here as they slow down the field to have a little bit of side drafting themselves.
25
but Gitter is
car.
giving him some distance.
Car got loose.
He's staying up on the outside. We got a loose
car
car
got
in the back
loose,
though.
just
Greg
shuffled
Carr.
up that top line. Yeah. This is a place that's really quick, right? Tim's trying to help Carr. He's trying to get him going, but he's got to lift, and now Greg Carr is going to be on that third lane, and this middle lane needs to push now. This is the opportunity to pick up some spots. That 25 machine was not stable, and as you see here, he's just going to start falling back.
Yes, sir. Unfortunate for Greg Carr. He is out of the line, which means there's really not going to be a place for him to go. Levine still, like you said, playing lanes up here at the front, all the way down to the inside, leaves Gitter there running the outside on his own. As soon as Gitter gets all that air on his nose, it just changes the tune of the car completely from having it being cut through by Justin Levine. So he's putting Brian Johnson and Patrick Gitter both in a tight spot as he jumps back and forth between the top line and the bottom line, and he kind of is reaping the rewards of both.
Yeah, he's pulling them, right? And Gitter got extremely side drafted there on the corner exit, but Tim Wortman Jr. just pulled this middle line all the way back up to Pat. So this is good. This middle line has fresh air now. Tim is another
Very
one
good.
who is good at plate tracks. He's always there at the end. So the fact that he's up here early, that may factor into a few different decisions by these guys.
That's right. That's right. Now Gitter has decided to come down to the bottom line. He had enough room to do so. Brian Johnson now side drafting with Tim Wortman Jr. Wortman leading the top line, trying his best. Levine, not quite, going back to the center for 3 and 4 here, coming down to the line for lap 17's conclusion. It's going to be Levine, Gitter, and then Brian Johnson as we cross the line. But Tim Wortman Jr. doing good there in the 26. Good workout there, trying to get a little bit further up, seeing if he can replicate some of the momentum that he's seen that top line have. Now behind him, let's talk about who else is important right now, right behind him. We've got Pasalakwa back there, and then we've got the 26 of Paul Hill in the third man slot. So now, can that team work together to try to get enough speed to catch up to Levine?
Well, I mean, we saw the points before the race started, right? Live points on screen. Yeah, so Paul Hill is first now with Levine in second leading. Pasalakwa dropped to fourth. Yeah, so Pasalakwa does not need Levine winning this race.
No.
He needs to stay up. Yeah, he needs to stay in front of here and just kind of have a decent points day. I don't really expect Brandon to be too aggressive here. Brandon's just a smart driver, and he doesn't play that really aggressive game, and that's okay. You can have these guys. I call it the lackadaisy style, and it's like no drama towards these guys. It's a different driving style, and I wish I could do it, right? It's
Yeah.
it's that relaxed feeling where you just feel like you have control. You can go at a medium pace, but by the end of that run, it's fast. And look at that right there. What a push. Just got right up there with Tim and pushed the 19 machine right up back to the front.
Yeah, I thought, you know what, for a second, Gitter was leading this, and Levine was tucked in right behind him. But after just a good move to the outside, Tim Wortman Jr. gave a really good shove to Levine, put him back out in the front, and now Wortman Jr. is just about to play a little bit of the same lane game here. He's coming down, trying to stay tucked in with Levine's decisions. But let's see if he tries to make the pass for the lead. It's a very big possibility here as we come around lap 22, Echopark Speedway.
Well, I can tell you there's some drivers that talk amongst each other during these weeks, right? They ask about what the car does, what the wind's feeling, what the rear tires are, the grip levels. Pasalakwa kind of gets a peek to the outside. Tim might move up. Tim does move up, but Levine's going to move up too. Tim's one of those guys who asks questions and figures out what he needs to do. He's got a solid plate IQ, and I really do think he's going to follow Justin here. He might go for the lead depending on it, but if he's smart, I think he's just going to kind of ride right now.
Very good, very good. That lackadaisical Sunday drive style that you were just talking about here, we can see it kind of reverberating through the field. People are making hard drives, but no one is really bumping and grinding. Everyone's keeping the space fairly well. We've only had a couple of times when there's been even any paint exchanged between any of these cars. They're staying off the wall, but you never know. And here at Atlanta, times can change very quickly as tires change too. And as we approach lap 25, the tires are going to be definitely starting to feel it. How long did you say you give these? The tank was only going to go about like what, 65?
Well, the tank's around 65 to 70 laps. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I want to say it's upwards. I want to say it's through the upwards of 70.
Okay.
And tires can last that long, especially if you know what you're doing and you play with the throttle and you modulate where you need to. You cannot full throttle through the corners because you're just going to get loose, especially in clean air. As we go further through the pack, though, the dirty areas, you see these cars wash further back in. You just kind of see what the car's doing, and the cleaner the air, the more rotations you're going to have, the better. But
That's
you
right.
can also burn up your tires way easier because you don't really have that stopping block in front of you that tells you, hey, the car's tight, and you're not putting too much wheel into it, and so you kind of have to worry about that. As Patrick Gitter goes back to the outside, outside of Tim. Tim's going to kind of wash. No, they're good. Pat's going to side draft here, though. Get the run. Brian Johnson needs to get right back to Tim, or else that line's going to go nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and look at Levine. He's going back and forth. I think he might be overdoing it a little bit on the maneuvering, because we talked a little bit about how every input counts. Everything adds up here. Levine is putting a lot of input in to stay in the line that is the advantage and to stay ahead of Gitter and to stay ahead and just a one step ahead of Wortman. And now we see, well, here he actually gets side by side with Gitter for a second. Gitter getting a pretty good self-made push there. Oh, here comes Pasalacqua. Pretty good bump, but now Levine and Gitter side by side.
You can kind of create your own runs single card, but you have to have the side draft, the angle, everything, right? Tim needs to push Levine here because Pasalacqua was right on on Pat, and that's creating a long pass run. Oh, Levine gets a little bit free.
Yeah,
saves the car, so Pat didn't get wrecked. That was almost really bad.
That's scary stuff way out here at the front, too. And Levine a little bit loose. You think he's going to have to maybe let up a little bit, but if he lets up at all, he is going to get devoured by Wortman Jr. behind him. He's going to get devoured by cars that are going to really try to push to keep this lead. Right now, Gitter trying to recreate a little bit of that motion up there at the front of the field, but he can't quite get down to close the door. Levine still holding on with some very, very good top-line speed overall. Levine going around last time was a 2.97, but Gitter is just a little bit faster right now with that 2.969.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say Levine's working extra, but like that's how you have to do it. You have to work these lanes. As Levine goes on the inside, he's not going to lift here. He's going to try to clear Pat. Pat's going to grab his door. He's not going to clear. That's how that goes.
Wow. That's really rough, though. And it looks like, unfortunately, PB Henry is disconnected from the race. Might have had some technical issues there or something, but we'll hopefully catch PB Henry back around next week.
Yeah, he's had a rough go at it. Some solid finishes, but that's not good.
Yeah, not ready to see this early in the race here. 31 laps in on Grid Vision here. Thanks for joining us, folks. Here we are at Echopark Speedway, and discipline is the name of the game for the OB Builders Cup Series boys this week. They are absolutely holding on. It's regimental. They look like they're lined up like they were told to stay 2x2 the whole way, and they are doing their absolute best. It has been a fantastic race, 32 laps in so far, and out in front, Patrick Gitter has just been do-si-doing with Justin Levine, trying to see who can lead what line, but if you blink and you miss it, you wouldn't be able to tell who was going to be on what position here, as Gitter now is leading down on the inside, and Levine is leading the outside.
Yep. Justin got to his outside and did exactly what he wants to do here. Now, if we can, ride with Levine, and I want you to see his mirror, right? He's going to play this. He's going to look in his mirror through this entire backstretch and figure out where this run's going. He just saw Pat get a push. Brandon got shot out too far. He knows that run's going to stall. Patrick is down on the bottom. He saw the push right before the entry of the corner. He knows the bottom's going to have it. Now, when the 26 gets to the 6, he's going to see if that run starts to kind of maintain itself. Pat's going to go to the outside. He's going to grab his door. He's going to have nothing here. He has to wait for the line to now get to him. All he can do is kind of side draft Pat, which he can try to do with the left side. It slows him down a little bit, but Brandon just has that run on that backstretch where it creates that big thing. These guys are going to play this flip-flop game for many, many laps to come.
That's awesome. It's really impressive that these guys have got the stamina to pull up this kind of driving with this much at stake. If any mistake happens, they're riding on the edge of the blade right now, and we fall off either way, and the whole field is going to feel the results. We want to see everybody make it across the finish line here, of course, but you never know how things are going to go. Side by side into 3 and 4. Pasalacqua right now with Gitter. Probably the furthest up that Brandon's been in this race so far. Good chance for him, but Gitter is going to move back up to the top, take things off of his plate as he gets the push from Pasalacqua instead.
Yeah, you have to be careful here, though, right? Any type of push it the wrong way, it'll push you in the front nose of the car. It's insane how it doesn't have to be a massive push. It just depends. There's netcode damage. There's all these things. You have to be cautious on how these cars line up. And there's a thing is the Chevy nose. The Chevy nose is well known on the plate track racing because it does not line up extremely well with other cars.
Mm. The Chevy nose. Well, we're going to keep an eye out for that. I did notice that a little bit with some of these, with the shape of the Chevys versus the other manufacturers there. I've always wondered how much that came into play, but it definitely seems to have an effect. And everyone talks about it every time that it comes up, is those Chevys come to a point, and there's really not much you can do about it. You really got to get it lined up well.
Well, I believe the Toyota is one of the best cars to push with because how flat the nose is. Levine washes up. He almost cleared him. He thought about it. He was clear for that millisecond, but he thought better of it and didn't do it to Brandon, because that could have been a night ender for a lot of these cars.
Yeah, one blink, one net code later, and that would have been the end of it for Pasalacqua and potentially Levine, and maybe a few cars behind him as well. Gitter right now, though, looking good. You can't really tell if he's going to be able to clear it down below. I don't think so. So he's going to stay in the middle line, lead things across the line as we come back around in front of the grandstands here at the sunsetting Echopark Speedway. The sunset as the sun sets, blah, at Echopark Speedway. Things are looking good if your name is Patrick Gitter, honestly, but you've got a lot of work ahead of you. You've got over 100 laps left still, and you've got some really hungry drivers who are right behind you, knocking on your door. Looking back through the rest of the field, though, we want to say that there has been some fantastic driving from everyone that we see here. It's just been really wild up here at the front and hard to take our eyes off of the action here on the OB Builders Cup Series on Thursday night.
Well, yeah, we can go through the field. Actually, it's a perfect time to. The 64 machine of Russell Black is kind of someone I've been watching. Watch him go through the corner. His tires are warmed up because he has washed half a lane up in every corner that I've seen. His car is starting to really get that wiggle factor as we're 40 laps in, and it's multiple cars through the pack, especially on the bottom. They're all kind of washing, and it's going to create this effect of the wake, and it might cause a crash eventually, especially if these cars wake too much and they start to skew out. It's just going to be something to kind of watch here.
I think you're onto something, my friend. I think you definitely are. I'm also keeping an eye on our sponsors this week, Goated Strat Motorsports. Right now, looks like Luke Christian is the highest runner there. He's been holding on to that top line spot pretty consistently during this run here. Once again, on your screen, you'll see the guys over at Goated Strat. Thank you guys for sponsoring today's race here. Shane Clore, Chad Kibbe, Chris Hudson, and Lou Christian.
And Levine,
Back up
he's there. He's right there, but they just need that bottom line needs to be a little bit more secure together.
Yeah, there's a lot of space between him and Wortman Jr. and space between him and Brian Johnson. Johnson hasn't been really... Johnson's gotten some of the benefits of some pushing. Oh, as I say that, Johnson moves over to the top line. But I was about to say, he hasn't really been putting in the work as the pusher yet. And that's what I want to kind of see him do in that fourth place, in that third place spot. But it seems like it's not what he's trying to get done right now as he moves up to the top line, keeping a healthy distance between himself and the car ahead of him, which is Paul Hill. He's not really tucked up there to give Hill the push he needs, which then he would need to transfer up ahead to Brandon Pasalacqua.
Yeah, and Tim's doing a good job of getting Justin there, and he pushed him right in front of Pasalacqua, but he needs the help for himself.
Yeah, he does. He needs the help for himself. That's about the best way I could put it right now. If I was Tim Wortman Jr., needs that help. He's not really getting it the help he needs. Oh, here comes a little bit of self-made magic right now, though. Levine popped up to the lead on his own.
Yep, that's that kind of knowing how the air goes and the pushes and figuring out the runs. He's just that good at it. I mean,
yeah. When you made the comment about him using his rearview mirror to drive, I was not even thinking about that from his point of view. But now that we watch him drive and see the decision making that Justin Levine is making, Yeah, he's driving with the rearview mirror, almost as if his eyes are locked more on that than the road ahead of him. I mean, there's no cars ahead of him. So at this point, he just needs to remember when to turn left a little bit, and he needs to try to keep that car ahead of the action behind him.
Yeah, and this bottom line just isn't as formed up. Like I said earlier in the race, the middle line is definitely the OP line of the week, especially if you get cars that work together. But this bottom line isn't slow. These cars just aren't together. They're very far off of each other, and it's just allowing these 4 cars to start to break away. As Tim pushes through the quarter to try to make up some speed, but the cars behind him are not willing to push with him.
Yeah, it's just there's not a lot of cooperation happening on the bottom line, not a lot of coordination. Whereas you've got Gitter and Levine, who are both well aware. Oh, here we go. Gitter moving himself out in front, taking the front, just cycling into the lead like it's nobody's business. These guys know exactly where to put the car to maximize the speed from behind, to get that maximization of the speed that they're getting, the energy they're getting from the car behind them, and they're using it to make these passes. Here comes Levine. He wants to make the pass again, take the lead right back.
And he's gonna, I don't think he's gonna do it. Pat's gonna ride his door. Yep, that's the hard part. Brandon didn't go with Levine. He went with Pat.
Yeah.
And Levine's gonna drop probably 4 spots here because of it.
Yeah, yes, he is. Hill's not going to give him room, that's for sure. Wortman's out there. He's been trying to get past Levine this whole time. This is probably his best opportunity to do so. If he can stay ahead, Levine can't pop up. There we go. Now Wortman's getting the push from Hunter behind him. Tyler Hunter, name we haven't mentioned really too much yet. He gave the push to Wortman. And will Wortman come down and take the lead spot on the inside? I don't think so. I think they're all going to be using that momentum in the middle.
They're all going to be using the middle. I expect Causey to get by. Maybe Levine clear. Causey comes down. And no. Maybe. Yep, there it is. And that's, folks, is not what you want to happen. You do not want actual teammates working with each other who have many, many, many wins and experience doing this. And now, if Brian can stay with Causey, this bottom line has a chance to get back to the front.
That's right. The One Sim boys together. And now Brian thanking his lucky stars that he's probably exactly where he needs to be.
Levine hung Causey out. No, he brought Maverick.
Ooh.
This is smart. This is really smart. Now you have Causey pushing Maverick and Levine if Causey can get there.
Let's see if that Snickers mobile can make its way up. It's almost side by side right now with Luke Christian. The 3 has once again just been locked in there on the outside. But it looks like there's just too much space. Not going to happen as the 15 of Davis. Maverick is making the push now on Justin Levine, trying to get Levine going. He's got a pretty good push going. Levine side by side with a 48 of Hunter now. And Maverick just giving it his all to try to give Justin Levine back up to speed a little bit.
Well, Maverick is starting to wash in the middle of the corner too. If Justin stays too low, it cuts off all that air, and Maverick's car has not been staying well in the bottom. So tires are starting to come into effect here, like massively, as we see this. Austin Edstrom has also entered the chat, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him move down or decide to hang out all of his friends and stay up top. So this is getting real interesting.
That's true. That's true. His friends are up there, but he's also got some friends down below. He was side by side just a second ago with a teammate there. Edstrom seeing if he can. I don't think he's taking the opportunity to get in behind Causey. Ahead of him, maybe? Yes. There he goes. Tucked in behind Causey now. Austin Edstrom makes a move down to the inside. Luke Christian still on the top with the 87 of Austin Edstrom there tucked in. Matt DeCiani just about to get eaten up a little bit here.
Yeah, it's so hard for this bottom line to go. There's 4 cars who are going, right? But then there's the 4 of Brian Johnson and the 11 of Paul Gallup. They're just so far back from this line, and it's causing a giant stall out. And if I'm on the bottom, I'm absolutely losing my mind at this point.
Yeah, having a driver rage moment where you're like, come on, let's hit the
Oh
speedy
yeah.
pedal.
No, it happens. You're losing your mind. You're like, this line can go. We have the cars to make it. And if you see these stack ups on the top are causing this bottom line to kind of even out, but
Yeah.
they're just not close enough.
Oh no. Oh, whoa,
Oh,
the 6. There goes
what a
Pasalacqua.
save.
He's almost, what a huge save. I thought he was out of the running, but he's going to have a hard time finding a spot to get back in. No one's going to let him back in.
He's okay. He's okay. Yeah, they're 3. Someone hit the wall. No one died. We're okay. We're safe.
Yeah, he found a spot. Okay. We can keep on rolling.
I crinkled my can. I got scared.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. The Paradigm Motorsports car of Brandon Pasalacqua back up the track after almost losing it down into the inside there. Well, as we went through the tri-oval, he's looking a little, maybe a little shaken up, but now side by side with Evan Say. Let's see how things are going. Back live here.
I mean,
We're on lap 59.
I like this combo.
Right
I like this forward, but Levine's not done. He's back on the top, which is not what you want.
No, not at all. Back on the top, side by side with Hunter, trying to see if he can make the pass. Tyler Hunter just holding his own perfectly because there's no one behind Levine right now. Well, actually, I take that back. Maverick Davis is there, but he's not really able to give Levine the punch that he's been giving him down on the bottom line. So far, Levine is making it work only with side drafting, and that there's going to need to be more help from the top line in order to get that surge back that he so desperately wants as he tries to make another pass. But this time, Matt DiCiani is the one holding on to the inside.
Yeah, and I mean, props to Levine. He seems to be the only one that's been able to kind of make moves by himself. The side draft is happening as these cars are washing up mid-corner, as we're seeing. And it's just so hard to grab a door when they're washing up because you don't want to wreck them.
Yeah. Oh, man. You want to be in control of the car, and when the car is washing around, that's a little bit of unpredictability that you just can't have on the table when you're trying to side draft, when you're trying to make that work. You want to be in the single file stage or have a full car between you two. Ooh, we've got some cars now flying down to the inside. Gitter pitting.
Oh, that's a penalty.
Is he going to make it?
That's a penalty.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's going to work in his favor there, as we got 4 cars now, all pitting, including Patrick Gitter, our race leader.
I see here. No penalty as of now. Normally, when you cross right sides up on that white line, that's a penalty. So, curious to see how that goes.
Yeah, I don't see anything on the chart right now for our man Gitter.
Did they change it?
Very well could have. DiCiani also back there.
That's a true point. Producer had a good point. There is a strictness that you can have for some of this stuff, and I don't know about that, but I know in previous stuff that I've done, Coke Series, officials, anything like that, if you cross that white line with your right side tires, that's a black flag. No black flag.
Nothing. As Tyler Hunter, Patrick Gitter, and Paul Hill all getting back out onto the track now, and Matt DiCiani also getting back out onto the track here.
It's a big group.
Yep, that's right. Levine leading things in the big group, it looks like.
Maverick Davis tried passing him, and I don't think you're gonna outbreak Levine here.
No, it's not the spot to do it.
He's still trying. He's still pushing him.
Ooh, everyone stacks up a little bit of tire smoke.
I promise you, that's not a person you want to get into a pit road battle with.
With Justin Levine, I wouldn't try.
Go, more pit stops. I like how they're splitting this. There's some people going long, there's some people going. They kind of went short. You're not one-stopping it, so you're gonna have to come down.
Yeah. Well, there's no way to one-stop this. This is going to be a 2-stop race. Next stop coming up at like what, 1:30, something like that.
Yeah, 120 maybe.
Yeah, if you're burning them off,
Just depends
for
because these
sure.
guys went like 60, so
Yeah,
that's Lockwood down
that's
at
about right.
66. That puts them at one. What is that one? Quick maths, which I can't do. 132.
All
So
right,
around there, 125 to 135 is kind of where I'm expecting these guys to pit again.
sounds about right. That's what we'd like to see. And now we're gonna see how those pit splits will cause the overall stack to look. There's going to be different packs now, different groups out on the track, all trying to take advantage of working together to try to maintain top speeds, get laps back. In the meantime, one of those groups looks like it's Justin Levine's pack here. He's trying to make a pass on Paul Hill and Gitter. He's side by side now. And this is for watching this for the race lead.
Yeah, I mean,
Levine.
this is what you want, right? You got three cars that are, I mean, Bav has not stopped pushing them, especially on corner exit. That's brave to do. And now you're coming up on these slow cars, and it's like, oh, we have to maneuver.
Yeah, they are. A lot of communication going on there right now, for sure. A lot of coordination in this stack of cars that we're seeing here.
Edstrom trying to pass Davis. I don't know why, but all right, here we go. I don't think you're gonna get any help, buddy. I think they're all gonna stay on the bottom. I think you're going to the back. What are we doing? He's gonna fall out of his rig. He keeps doing this.
That's a funny visual.
Just has to lean.
Just gotta lean.
Just gotta lean.
Justin Levine out in front, making it look easy right now. He's going to make the pass here any second on the technical race leader, Michael Filguera.
Yeah, and it's I listen. This is how these go. They start breaking up with no cautions. You have these groups that get together, and it creates it. I mean, it creates these long lines. This is part of plate track racing.
Yeah, they creates these groups. It kind of reminds me of the old phone game Snake, where you'd add one on to the end, and then you just try not to hit yourself basically as you go flying around. But the biggest snake does tend to win here. Having that momentum, having that the ability to work together with all of the cars in a line, you're just going to go steamrolling your way through cars that do not have any help. And we're seeing that happen now. Some of these guys have got to be begging for a yellow flag. They just want things to stack back up. Let's look and see if the second pack is catching up, though.
Let's see. Yeah, a tenth at a time, which is still catching, but it's a slow, steady. Yeah, that's gonna be way better. You just have to have the right pusher, and I think Brandon is a good pusher, and I like how Millet is coming off the bottom and giving him clean air to allowing him to continue to push.
Yeah, Millet is. We haven't talked about Zach Millet yet this race, but he is looking very. He's got leadership material there as he's working with this line, trying to get that speed to catch up to the leaders. And he is currently he's a 3-second gap off the lead, 2 seconds off of Austin Edstrom right now. So a little ways back, but not something that can't be overcome, especially with how many laps we have left. Speaking of laps left, we're about to cross the 100 laps left mark. Right after this lap, we'll be on the official will be down to 100 laps remaining in this race. There we go. That's how I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say. And folks, if you just joined us, we're a little over the halfway mark. We hope you've been enjoying the race so far here. You're watching the OB Builders Cup Series on Grid Vision, live from Echopark Speedway, virtual Echopark Speedway. I'm Joe LaCastro up in the booth, Roger Pierce and Austin Darbyshire bringing you tonight's race.
Yeah, this is kind of where to hang on tight and wait for chaos to happen. This is, you've heard me and Sheldon discuss this. This is where some people get sometimes just a little too close on corner exit to kind of create some chaos. Not saying it's going to happen, but this is the situations that it does happen. Right? That's to stack the field back up, to reset the fuel, to do all that. And I hope it doesn't happen, but this is where it does happen.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And one thing that we were just mentioning a few laps ago that I want to bring to your attention, sir, is that Zach Millett has closed the gap. He is now less than half a second off, catching up to Austin Edstrom behind him. That second pack is catching up, and they will become a problem very quickly here.
Oh no, they're here.
Here we go.
I don't think it's going to become a problem unless these guys decide to go into two different lanes, which they haven't yet.
No one's going into business for
it's
themselves
still early.
yet.
Well, get her peaked. I don't know who's going to do it. I really don't.
That's a good question. Yeah, because if you like we've been mentioning, you can't go into business for yourself here. You have to have a dancing partner, or two. You've got to be able to have the commanding enough presence in the lane to tell physics that you're going to catch up to the cars ahead of you. Ooh, looks like some more cars peaking potentially. People want to make the move.
Keegan and Daniel Wiles, it looks like. That 54 car washed up a lane and a half on exit when Keegan made that move. So that was almost extremely bad as I was watching that. You're going to start seeing people making moves with him. As you start seeing some momentum, they're going to start moving up.
Yep, there we go. Some cars popped out there. Edstrom among them, I believe. But now he's back down in the bottom lane. Yeah, you got to stick with it. And right now, no one's really doing that. Millett has decided to split the difference, but he's going to go up to the middle line there. Edstrom's going to follow him up there. He's going to lead things up there, excuse me.
And if Edstrom can get up there, it's going to prove to Justin that line's viable with these cars. So don't be surprised to see these cars move up. Oh, we might get a wreck. No, save it, fellas.
Wow, what a save. Super good save there in the back. Also, Gitter nearly cutting the nose off of Austin Edstrom.
Yeah, and I kind of had to deal with this earlier this week. Your teammate cars, and even if you're a lap down, right, as Joseph Causey is, he's doing a great job giving Justin the clean air in the bottom and allowing him to save fuel. But he's also creating that run for Justin so no one else can make that run happen. Justin's going to push him, and Justin's going to push him out far enough to where Justin's going to have that draft to pull him. As Gator's going to try to get this middle outside rolling, I expect Justin to make a move here to the top to cover as soon as Patrick gets some solid momentum to get there. And I believe this next two corners he's going to. He's going to grab C here, be side by side on exit. The middle lane's coming.
Middle lane is moving. Causey doing great work there, helping his teammate out. And yeah, we saw this recently, actually, here on Grid Vision. Teammates who are a lap down, just saying, "Hey, I'm going to cut through the air for you. I'm going to burn them up, and then I'll make sure you stay out in the front." And that's currently what Joseph Causey is providing there for Justin Levine. Right behind Levine, Maverick Davis, just trying to stay alive as Gitter is doing his do-si-do act again. Austin Edstrom still up there in the top lane, trying to get that momentum going. This time trying to use Gitter to get a little bit further up, but Gitter hasn't really, aside from being really opportunistic here, it hasn't come at good times recently. It feels like he's just not picking his battles to maintain his speed, and now things are falling back as they're trying to dodge some lap traffic. Can he use that middle lane? Can he keep that middle lane charging forward as we've seen it doing recently?
It just seems like the cars are not handling as well as the first run with the rubber laid down, no caution to clean it off. A lot of these cars are washing up. They might be a little bit free, right? It's a 100-degree track, which isn't terrible to drive, right? It might be a little bit free, but if you can't take a push and the car gets yawed out, you're going to have no drive off.
That's right. You can see it is exactly 100 degrees on the track, 84 in the air right now, only about 3 mile an hour worth of wind, so that's not a huge consideration. But that 100-degree track is going to be a part of the game as these guys go around and just keep leaving rubber everywhere on this road.
And what we don't talk about enough is the humidity. Humidity matters at these plate tracks. You have oil water temps that heat up extremely fast as you go. That's why you see Kazi coming up half a lane in the corner to give Justin the air. He's cooling off the pushing car, so he has temps to give the decent push. It's extremely easy to overheat your car at these places when you get too close.
Yeah, we've seen engines blow before. We've seen activity that, you don't want. And it's all just because you tried to drive the car a little too hard with the draft, did not let the air get into the nose of the vehicle, and boom. So let's not have any of that tonight. And we haven't so far. I think maybe some of the washing is helping with that. But I also think there's some conscious decision making going on to really avoid getting too tucked in. And take advantage of the draft at the same time here. Maverick Davis doing a pretty good job of that right now. Up on the outside goes the 1 to make some room as the pack comes through. Davis washes up just slightly outside of 2. The top lane still back a little ways as Patrick Gitter is back there. Causey leading things with Justin Levine, Levine leading things thanks to Joseph Causey.
Yeah, and I mean, this is picture perfect. This is what you want. Gitter's getting a run out of the corner, but he just can't seem to do anything as Edstrom's give him a big push there, created a wiggle. He gets right to Mav's outside, but he just doesn't have the power to keep it going. Like, Edstrom's just too far back when they make that run.
Yeah, he's too far back. It comes running forward, but it's just not quite enough timing-wise to make the catch, to make the push. And that's going to leave Gitter just wanting ever so slightly, for a partner who's going to stay a little bit tucked and can just push. He doesn't really have to come running forward to make the push. He's got to stay in there and make the push from a much shorter distance in order to stay effective at these speeds at this point in the race. We're going through lap 90 right now along the back stretch here.
Yeah, and if we could go a little bit
reformed
further back in the pack, you'll see a major throttle difference. As you see Edstrom, we saw him full throttle pushing, but if let's say like Randy Mullins, Tim, Tyler Hunter, all these guys kind of riding a car apart, you'll notice a giant throttle difference. They're basically just running 70% through the corner. Low RPM, right? He's maybe touched a red bar a little bit on the straight. Just it's blinking, right? But if you go right up with these guys who are pushing they're blinking red down the back straights, down the front stretches, getting everything they can get out of these cars.
Damn. Oh, Patrick Gitter with a little bit of a tail swipe there. That was all him. We'll see if he can hold on to that situation. Levine, good lead out the front. Maverick Davis playing lanes a little bit, like we mentioned. Levine doing himself earlier. And it's going to be who's back there? It's Evan Say, who looks like he's got something to prove as he wants to try to make the push up to the front. He signaled a little bit that he might hit for the top lane, but doesn't have the move right now. Say is going to need to get around some cars ahead of him if he wants to really be as opportunistic as someone like Patrick Gitter, as someone like Maverick Davis here. And right now, I'm not sure if he's got the opportunity. We'll see if he can make it for himself.
Wash it up a little bit there. These tires are starting to come in play here, and you're going to see it. Evan's done a really good job at transitioning to the asphalt side, and these plate tracks, these road courses, he's getting better at. And each time we come back to these, he's learned from what he's learned. He's just getting a little better and better and better. He's always up front.
Mhm.
He's attacking, but he's patient. You know, he knows when to strike.
Very true. Very, very true. He's a name that we've mentioned, and I can look back and honestly say that, yeah, he's been, rung after rung, making his way toward the front, staying on the offensive when he can. And, it's always the kind of spot that you think it's just going to pay out on the last lap, especially when you get into this good position here where you can tuck in. It's going to pay out as long as you can make it to the last lap. And you can see these guys in front really eat up themselves trying to get to the end here. Kazi's going to wash up just a little bit, but he's going to come back on down. Levine's still looking for it. Ooh, look at Gitter here.
Gitter didn't lift, which has pros and cons. You can only do that so much.
Yeah, that's right. And it's not it's no longer Edstrom behind him now. It's Paul Hill. So he's got a bit of a different situation in terms of who's going to be pushing Gitter on the outside line. Let's see if Hill can be a little bit more on the ball.
It's just if Hill could get to him. He can get to him on the straights, but on the exits, he can't.
Whoa.
Tyler Hunter moves up, creates a stack up.
Yeah, that felt like a risky move from Hunter. It was quite the maneuver. Very, very dramatic move there. Austin Edstrom, good on him for just holding back just a little bit, giving Hunter the room he needed to make that move.
Yeah, ooh, Evan got tight. Evan got really tight as soon as Gitter went to the outside. Yeah, these cars are starting to not handle great, and I think you're going to see some people move to the outside to kind of figure out what lane's better for them, because there's some cars that are just getting really tight on the bottom and are just not handling great.
That's right. You're absolutely right. I'm trying to watch the field right now to just see if I can call out some of those moves. You mentioned one already in the form of Evan Say, but let's see how things are affecting Levine. He's been staying down on the inside, really tucked in with. I think Kazi knows the game plan. The game plan is to stay low as much as possible. Maverick Davis is out there playing both lanes here and there, but Levine has really, really locked in on that inside lane, and I haven't seen the car yet start to suffer.
He's not going to. As you see, Kazi's washing up. He's going up that half a lane and giving him air, so it's giving the nose clean air to turn on Levine.
That's true. It's probably the best spot he could be in all night right now.
This is still, like I said earlier, this is still a mile and a half. You have to have clean air on the nose to get it to turn. So you try to be lower than the car in front of you. Now, what we do when we wash up is we're giving the pusher air. So at this place, it's two birds, one stone. Because you could still turn, it's just going to have that tight feeling. But if you go to Daytona and you push through the corner, you're just going to get hot, but you're not really going to get tight. Here, You're going to get hot and you're going to get tight, and the car's going to wash.
Absolutely here, as we are now crossed the 100 lap mark, which means there are 75 laps left to go in tonight's race here, folks. Thank you for tuning in to Grid Vision here, watching the OB Builders Cup Series. Brought to you by Goated Strat Motorsports.
Yeah, and I mean, this is just what you want. These guys are doing exactly what you need to do. When you see the car in front of them, if they can't go lower than that, these cars start to wash, and it's creating this wash factor. I expect that 28 machine to probably go up towards the high line here soon. I really think the top could get some momentum going if they can get closer together. But with all these cars washing on the bottom, it's so hard for these cars on the tops to get together because they're afraid they're going to get hit.
Yeah, you can see it. Very reactionary driving to the bottom lines, washing movements. They kind of wall flex towards the outside wall whenever there's the slightest movement there on the inside. Just a lot of wary drivers.
It's extremely easy to get hooked here. It's so easy because of the washes. we got some momentum on the outside. Tyler Hunter
Yeah,
finally got
just
to
a
Paul
bit.
Hill. Just can't let up.
Can't let up, not at all. You got to keep pushing. Got to kind of trust the heart of the cards, as they say, and just keep on pushing. Here comes. And here comes that push right now. Gitter moving up. He is side by side with third place is Maverick Davis. That's the best side draft spot he's had in a while right now because he's getting the help he needs from Paul Hill behind him. But if Hill doesn't stay on him, it's about as high as they're going to get.
About as high as they're going to get. But that 54 machine of Randy Mullins, he washed there, right? And he got tight. And Evans getting tight. They're not getting the Mavs back bumper like they used to. Now Gitter is side by side with Levine. This is where Mav needs to come in and push. Justin's going to hit Causey. Just hit him hard, right? He's going to be like, hey, we need to go.
We need to get moving.
He's like, I might have to leave you here to play lanes.
Yeah, he might just do it too. We'll see what happens. Gitter's trying to move up. He says it's time to duel.
Yep, and this is where it happens. If Levine get up, Pat side by side. Pat's gonna side draft, really aggressive.
Ooh, good side draft.
And this is where Levine is stuck, because Causey is a lap car down, and if you saw there, Causey went to the bottom really low, and the first time we saw Levine's car not handle great was right there.
Yeah. And here comes Gitter. If he gets ahead of Causey and puts him in a tight spot, now that could really spell bad news for the two of them. Now the one sim guys are working really hard to maintain that bottom line speed. But Gitter, Fortis Motorsports Gitter, he's out in front. I think he's going to try to see if Paul Hill will be his guy.
Oh, I love that. Causey just grabbed. He's trying the left side draft, right? Which is extremely hard to do. But if there's someone as aggressive to do it, it's Causey. And he got him. He got Gitter right on the exit of 2, which made Gitter go higher in 3 and 4. It is risky business, but if you trust the guy, it's good racing.
Well, he might be one of the only ones that I trust to pull that off, to be honest. And probably one of the only ones crazy enough to do it.
In this league that can do it and do it well. Like I said, there's a lot of people in this league with very high plate IQ, and it's just showing here.
Heck yeah, okay.
Like, this is a kid in the candy store for me. I understand what's happening here in these moves, and I love every bit of it. It's awesome. The fact that Levine's still pushing Causey and hasn't told him to shuffle out yet means he's not done.
Not at all, as the two of them make their way back up. Causey by a nose. Remember, he's a lap down, though, so he's not going to be racing for position. It's Levine behind him, former race leader, who really wants to get things going again, get back out there in the lead if he can. Patrick Gitter, though, getting a good, solid amount of support from Paul Hill behind him. Hill is just rising to the occasion here, especially. And Tyler Hunter as well. I want to give a shout out for staying tucked in behind Hill, but the three of them together, Gitter, Hill, and Hunter, are all doing pretty fantastic work on the top side here as we cross through lap 111 on the backstretch.
Okay, so you see the difference there. We just saw it going into 3. You saw Hill push him right before the corner, probably about 20 to 30 feet. Maverick Davis pushed Justin into the corner, and you saw that momentum happen. Patrick was just a little bit further out, so when Hill got there with the momentum transfer, he pushed him out a little bit farther. But I actually like where Mav was, where the pushing is. He just needs a little bit more help from behind to create that.
That's right. Now, let's see if anybody is going to go down. Again, it doesn't feel like they want to cut off Joseph Causey just yet. If anybody did jump down there, it might be Paul Hill. He's signaling a little bit around Gitter, but I think he'd rather give him a push, as he just does right now into 1 and 2.
Oh! No, Causey said, nope, not today. I'm going to send it in. I'm pretty sure there's a technical alliance between, oh, I'm going to mess this up. Gitter's team and Paul Hill's team. I'm just gonna call it that because I don't
That's
remember
fair.
I don't remember Gitter's team off the top of my head. Starts with an F, I believe, but
Fortis Motorsports.
Fortis, that's what it is. See, I knew that. And then Black Cat, I want to say, right?
Yep, that's
Yeah,
right.
there we
Black
go.
Cat
See, I'm
Racing.
learning things. But I believe there's a technical alliance between these guys, and so I don't really think Paul's gonna leave him here. This is
Good.
good for Paul Hill. This is a points racing in my book. This is exactly where you want to be. Would a win be nice? Absolutely. But points racing wise, this is awesome for him.
That's right. You got to get the points you can while you can. And right now, this pack that has reformed itself at the front of the race. Well, these guys are all racing for, with the exception of Joseph Causey, these guys are all racing for points here now. It is a solid race here at Echopark Speedway. A lot of competition, a lot of camaraderie as well. Causey still down on the inside with Justin Levine.
This is the push right here. Mav got to Justin. Justin got to Causey. Causey's going to wash. Make Gitter go a little bit higher than he wants. Get that side draft. Levine's going to be with Causey, but Hill's not going to be with Pat right until the beginning of the corner. Yeah, it's going to be, he's not going to be able to push him here. If he pushes him here, he's got to worry about getting him a little bit free.
Yeah, not the place to push when you're going into the corner here, especially not with the tires having eaten up as much heat and losing as much rubber as they have at this point. The push needs to be calculated to a moment that's really safe, especially if you're this far at the front.
I'll tell you whose car I like a lot. It's Tyler Hunter.
Who's that?
He seems to be able to move around still, and his car's not washing. He's kind of staying up in that higher lane and coming down, and it's allowing him to not wash. He's being able to get the Paul and push and put clean air on his nose. He's just doing a really good job. It's cause he's washing up, but Hunter's just, his car's planted.
Yeah, that's a good read, my man. Very good read there. Tyler Hunter sitting in third place. He is planted, very rooted in that spot, and he's got the car really on the rail. Like he doesn't have it deviating from the course that he's setting. Very minimal input when necessary. He's reading the weight of the car. It's been good. Yeah, Tyler Hunter's been doing pretty fantastic so far.
Causey and Gitter are going at it. Causey is just sending it into the corner and hoping and praying it's sticking. And when it washes, he lifts so he doesn't wreck him. But I mean, they're going all for this right now.
You're not kidding. Gitter right now high up to the outside for a second as he dives back in. He got probably as close to the wall as I've seen him get so far on this race, but Gitter is using the high outside and then coming down to just about the dotted line. Causey trying to get into the quarter panel there to draft a little bit, but he's not close enough, and it's a risky draft up here at the front.
Yeah, you just got to be cautious on how you do it and how these guys are doing it, and you can see it's close. I mean, we're getting close to pit stops here, so this is for the lead going into the pits and who's going to have the advantage. And you see, some stack up on the top. Push gone bad. Great save by all.
Uh-oh.
That could have been a really bad accordion.
Yeah, very bad. I just saw some very close moments there. Justin Levine almost up into the side door of Tyler Hunter. Very, very close. These guys have got to be getting to the point where they're all getting edgy. You know, it's like flipping a coin that is just landing on heads over and over and over again. You just wonder when it's going to finally come up tails. And I bet a lot of these guys are kind of feeling that a little bit, especially as we're approaching this pit stop read zone right about here. Within the next couple of laps, we're going to start seeing guys peel off and try to make the pit stops work. I really wonder if we're not going to see some black flags as people go flying across the line, just trying to slow their car down after burning up so much rubber.
Well, Pat and Paul moved down to the bottom. There's a lot of people walking around. The 77 and King of Sabilo has entered the chat. All right. I did not see him come through. Missed that one.
Me either.
And that, you know what? This is what this kid needed, was a quiet night. We don't need, he has keep putting himself. Oh, what a shot by both lines. You cannot do that, gentlemen. You cannot do that. Justin did not lift off of Causey, and Causey did not lift off of Paul Hill. He just wanted to push him through the corner. That was almost
That
extremely
was,
bad.
yeah, just saw the whole thing blossom there at the front like a shot from a musket for a second, and then everything came back together. That, yeah, everyone's just testing each other's reaction time right now up here at the front, and it's really nerve-wracking.
But let's see if the protege has learned something from this from the master. Let's see if that 77 machine can get up there and push and put him in there. As I say that, and they're going down to
Whoop.
pit.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Gitter's
are.
flying across the line. Oh my god.
And I think he's good
Oh,
again.
oh, he loses it.
Oh, that's
Gitter.
that. Yeah, that one's not good.
That's going to cost him the lead off of pit road for sure. Wow, flying across the line, like we said, trying to burn off a lot of speed from the front to the back there. But Patrick Gitter does so. He makes it across the line without a black flag and without, flinging himself up into traffic, which almost occurred there. Still out right now. Jordan Slater is going to move to the front of the line and lead things off with Keegan Sabilo right there. Well, we also see Joseph Causey still trying to work with his teammate. Causey a lap down right behind Slater.
Ghazi tried to just flip him out. He said, nope. And he said,
Yeah.
I don't care if you want the lead or not. He tried to, that's kind of the shuffle you can do. And if you know how to do it, you can pretty much push anybody out that you don't want in that line with you. And Causey attempted it. Great job by Slater to save the car.
Yeah, yeah.
No
very
penalty
well
for
said.
Gitter. They must have changed it because he was off the track, almost back on the track. That's insane.
Yeah, he almost did. I don't think he quite put his back tire across the line to get back up on the track, but he was definitely over the white line for quite some time during that slide. Here comes Slater now. Slater's going to go into the pit road, which means that
Oh, he's by himself.
Ooh, by himself on pit road too, though.
That is not.
That's a death
that's
knell.
not good. Yeah, that's not good. You don't need. That's the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah, that's not pretty at all. Out in the front, Daniel Wiles now takes over with Chris Davis in second. Paul Gallimore is also there down on the inside.
And you know what? Chris Davis, one of my favorite people to work with at a track like this. He is so fun because he is so sporadic. Just like that. That shoot to the inside. He's going to have a chance here. Paul is tight, though. You see Paul behind him is washing up, and he's not going to be able to get there until the bad part of the exit. But they're both even going across the line. If he can get the push here, might be able to push him out across.
Let's see. Davis down on the inside waiting for Gallimore to make the move.
Oh, they're going to pit.
Ooh, yep, pitting time.
Only two? Oof.
Just those two. Yeah, that's right.
What did I say? 125 to 135 so far? We're in the ballpark.
Something like that.
It's like I should become a strategist.
Yeah, big brain. Right now, out in front, remaining out on the track, we've got Daniel Wiles with Zach Millett right behind him. Here we have a bunch of cars going down now.
Oh, Causey, what a shoot. Causey's hauling. Get it slow down there, dude.
He is hauling, and then his buddy Justin Levine is there too.
All right, well, that's a lot of spacing. This is the issue, right? With the cars that stayed out, they're all kind of spaced apart. And so now you have to worry about them catching up and not running each other over because if you, like I said, if you hit them too hard, it's game over. It's nose damage.
Yep. You lose the arrow.
Okay, we got another 3-car pack down. Oh, man, this is too spacey for me.
Ooh,
There's a
Millett's
couple
about
people.
to lose it.
There's a couple people here that are I think are kind of screwed. Oh, what a shoot down.
Ooh, we got a black flag for Joseph Causey.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that. He was hauling. I think he missed I think he touched the orange part of the entry.
That'll do it.
Oh!
That'll happen.
Oh!
And we're
Fellas,
still green.
fellas. This is the merge, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I was saying.
Crazy. crazy activity. Can't believe we had that. We had no cars sideways on the track.
Look at Chris Davis up there with Gitter and Paul Hill. What a move.
He's trying his best. Davis up there right behind Paul Hill. Gitter making the push for Hill. Everybody trying to go as fast as they can to get back up into some semblance of normal here.
I don't know. Oh, there's going to be a wreck. Oh, there's some people hauling and flying.
This looks terrible.
Oh, we're 3. Okay. We're trying to create new lines. That's not going to work, Kevin. Don't push him. Not yet.
Everybody's playing jazz here at Echopark right now, but nobody knows whose turn it is. We've got some two-wide situations still. The top lane not quite formed, but some folks trying to take the opportunity up there. Maybe not. They're going to slide down, close the door. The top lane is not ready yet, they said. Still need some time in the toaster. In the meantime, out in the front, Keith Long, technically in the leader of this race. But the overall pack looks like it's being led by Maverick Davis.
No, it is led by Paul Hill.
Oh, excuse me. I'm looking at the wrong part
it's
of the
led
screen.
By Paul Hill. It's led by the 3 cars that have close to paint schemes. And like, I get the booth perspective of paint schemes now, because seeing this, I would be confused. So I understand. I understand Darby's complaint and people's complaints a few years ago with our cars. I get it. I understand.
Yeah, it takes a little getting used to, right?
Yeah, it's something. But I'll tell you what. This is far from over.
You're right, sir. You're right. This is going to go down to the wire, as right now Paul Hill is just charging. Wow, did you see that snap there as he crossed the line?
Yeah, I saw the snap, but DeCiani's got nose damage. Not good. He's not going to be able to stay long on those cars in front of him. He's going to get hot. His whole front end's pushed in.
That's ugly. That's really ugly. With that much nose damage, you kind of wonder if the car's got component damage too, but he'd be out a lot sooner than that if there was component damage.
Here we go. We got Lou Christian on the outside with Maverick Davis pushing him. We have not seen this yet, so we're going to see how he could take the push and if he can get this outside line rolling.
Lou Christian, goated motorsports driver, cracking into the top 10 here right now. The number 3 car is trying to use the push from Maverick Davis if he can get one. There it goes a little bit. It's going to move up, up, up. DeCiani. Oh, DeCiani with the big wash. He's getting flushed down the center now.
Not good, though. The 29 is not up to speed, Paul. You're not going to be able to clear. Yep, this is what happens.
Yeah. Oh, no. Luke Christian getting flushed now himself, high on the outside.
This is where wreck happens. Big stack up. We're good. We're still good.
Oh, man. I'm holding my breath. I'm holding my breath.
Tight.
Ugly. Like I said, a lot of jazz here at Atlanta right now. A lot of freestyle.
Oh,
here we go. Sideways.
No caution. Does he get it down? No caution. He got it down.
Wow. There it is. There it is. The yellow is out for the first time here, officially, I believe, for the OB Builders Cup Series at Echopark Speedway.
I believe Tyler Hunter is the one that spun. And I thought he got it down below the line before the caution came out.
Let's see. I thought he was down below line 2. There was a second car, though, who I think might have been involved. Let's take a look and see. There's Hunter now, sideways. Ooh, just gets spun a little bit. Gets down below the line. And then creeps back above it just slightly. That might have been all it took. Let's see the activity up there at the front. 3 wide there. You can see Levine. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Not a huge wreck. Not one that claimed a lot of lives in that case, but Hunter might be done.
Yeah, that'll be some damage to fix. Here we go. Oh, yep, that's that wash we talked about. He's having such a good night too.
He was. Yeah, Tyler Hunter was really charging. He was doing his best. He had good position, good speed. Just one of those nights that's not going to work out as Echopark claims another in the name of washed out tires.
Cautions breed cautions here, so I'm kind of curious what's going to happen.
That's a good point. We're at lap 140 right now. 36 laps to go with NASCAR math as far as we're going around here. Been making
I'll tell you, I
really good
think who
time here.
got lucky here is Keith Long.
Yeah?
Keith Long waited to pit, and he was down pit road when the caution happened. And I believe it put him in 9th place.
Oh, that is a good.
Also,
that's a great position.
Kevin
to keep
Ruff,
on then,
he's down pit road too. He's at 14th.
So the yellow flag has a silver lining for a few of these guys. That's for sure. Everybody's trying to get stacked back up here. The lights are on and the sun has fully set here in Atlanta. Echopark Speedway is looking fantastic here. The fans are all on their feet, getting ready to finish up this race here. Folks, thank you for joining us on Great Vision. It's me, Jolo Castro, Jolo up in the booth with Roger Pierce and Austin Derbyshire, and we've only got 36 laps to go, 35 laps to go in this race here, the OB Builders Cup Series, brought to you by Goated Strat Motorsports tonight.
Yeah, what a race it's been. As we saw there in the live standings, the race for 3rd place is on. I mean, Pasalacqua and Levine are neck and neck, and I honestly I think it's two positions difference. Like, if they get it right, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wreck under caution.
Oh no! Oh Jesus!
What just happened?
I don't know. That was
pushed
all of a
in.
sudden the 10 was down on the inside, like he just got slammed, or maybe he had a technical issue.
Michael Figueroa. What
Yeah,
happens
Michael
here?
Figueroa.
So he's trying to just.
Turn himself. Well, we're coming down now through 3 and 4. I guess the lights still off on the pace car?
Listen here. What we just witnessed is that was interesting. He's hurt. That was a solid
he's
nose.
gonna be
That was a
beat up.
solid shot to the nose.
Well, let's take it down to the BK Designs restart zone and get things kicked off again. We'll see how things go for Michael Figueroa. That's a bad spot to be in, but if you're Paul Hill or Patrick Gitter, you're in a great spot. There we go through the restart zone. Hill with a great launch. Gitter trying to keep up, though, side by side with Paul Gallimore.
Yeah, and Paul's going to shoot to the inside. Both Pauls, my bad. Paul got Gallimore, Paul Hill. The 11 machine of Paul's going to shoot to the inside, and he was a little free. Earlier, and they're going to see these guys are pushing hard. They're stacking. Keegan's going to shoot to the outside. Get up with Paul Hill. If Paul can get there, he's going to create a push, but Maverick Davis, great push to Randy Mullins. Randy's going to have to back off, though. Oh, he's going 3. No, he backed out of it. Smart thinking there. He was going to hit. He hit Randy really hard, and Randy had to back out, or else he was going to get nose damage trying to hit Evan. Here comes the middle line, though.
Here they come. Very fast movers in the middle line. We can see, though, that since the sun's gone down, man, we've lost 8 degrees of temperature on the track, down to 92 degrees now. So the track is cooling for these last couple of laps here.
Track's cooling, and you have less rubber, because when the caution comes out, we have the sweepers come out, and cars pick up rubber. I'm not saying it's a green track, but there's less on it, so you're going to see some faster times for at least the first 10 laps.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Speaking of some fast drivers right now, Keegan Sabilo out there absolutely tearing it around, doing his best to lead things. Paul Gallimore down on the inside. Behind Sabilo, Paul Hill has got the push going. Evan Say down on the inside line. Solid 2x2 situation still out here, but as you said, cautions do tend to breed caution, so there's a lot of tension in the air as these guys get going. Sabilo has not led this race yet, but as he is up in the front now, he's got to show his chops and show us how he would handle leading things here, as the other guys like Justin Levine have fallen a little ways back.
What a side draft by Gallimore. That was a little bit aggressive. He washed up just a little bit too high for my liking. I would have some radio chirpish there, because you got to be extremely cautious. Like, Paul is a decorated play track racer. He knows what he's doing. Keegan is still learning, right? So you can do these moves, but Keegan might not give you the room, as he does there. Yeah. Keegan runs him tight, which is bravo. That's the aggressiveness that we're waiting to see from him.
Yeah. Yeah, it is one of the ways to make sure that you stay in the lead, and Keegan is doing that. He's keeping the car on the lower third of that center line, the lower half of that center line, and just giving the squeeze to Gallimore as best he can. He's not letting the car wash up either. He's staying tucked in. Hill is making the most of it, staying behind him, but getting the air when he needs it. Keegan, though, not washing a bit. Oh, no! Oh! Contact there! Gallimore hits Keegan. Keegan comes back down. Gallimore is into the grass. Keegan switches places with him. Gallimore is back in the race, but Keegan Sabilo now is on the bottom line. What a switch!
And that's what we just talked about. I mean, that's the price.
You know, I don't think that was anybody's fault, really, aside from both of them being too close to each other. But I'm glad that both of them are still racing. Unfortunately, if you're Paul Gallimore, man, you've been up here for so much of this race. Now you're so far back, lap 149 coming up here, and it's going to be a huge mountain to climb for Gallimore. Whereas Sabilo now just has to try to lead things from a completely different point of the race.
Here we go. We're going to watch the replay. Keegan's above the line, right where you need to be. No side draft. Oh. That Paul moved up. That's on Paul.
Yeah, he did.
It happens. It happens in these type of races. The nose gets light and the car washes, and you just have to be careful. We saw it earlier. Paul's car did not do well on the bottom, and it washed up.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you've got Keegan driving there in the center line the way he was, he's not giving you any room for that wash. He's not anticipating that wash. He's anticipating you holding your line. And if that's not going to work for you, you guys are going to end up rolling the dice right into each other. Now, thankfully, Keegan's the physics just said, I'm going to rebound Keegan right back into you, and you're going to cancel out his lateral motion. But that canceling out of Keegan went right back into Gallimore and sent him down to the inside of the track. Now Keegan's working the inside of the track now, not back up on the top with Paul Hill. Instead, he's sticking around with Evan Say, and the two of them are doing a pretty good job there down on the inside.
Yeah, and I mean, the person if I'm Levine, I'm frustrated right now because he is stuck. Right, he wants to be able to break out of this mess and go where he wants to go because he's seeing that that bottom line's going, but he knows the top line can go. He just cannot make a pass right now. He's just kind of stuck.
That's right. That's right. He's doing his best. Ooh, quick down to the bottom line for Zach Millett, trying to make his way there. Pasalacqua making the pass on Millett there on the outside.
Yeah, trying to see who's going to get this top line to roll because it doesn't seem right now to be working, but the bottom is persevering.
That's true, and we're cruising to 20 laps left here. We're on lap 153 out of 175. So Keegan is doing great right now in the kind of spot he wants to be in. Maverick Davis jumps up to the outside, takes the lead on the outside line there, and then comes, signals that he was going to come back down to the inside. Almost makes contact. Yeah.
Time to be aggressive, boys. I mean, I don't think so yet. You got 20 laps left, but we'll see if Keegan moves up and blocks this or not, or Maverick tries to work with him. If Keegan does it, I don't really know. Keegan seems to be pretty happy on the bottom right now with the pushes, but if Maverick can show that they can get there, Keegan has a decision to make.
Yeah, if I'm Keegan right now, I'm staying on the inside. I'm using the inside line because I've got the car locked in. I'm not feeling the wash right now. I stay in as far as I can because I know that if I go play that middle lane again, there's a very good chance I'm going to repeat the situation that I just had with Gallimore, about 10 laps ago. And I don't want that situation to repeat itself. I want to use the locked-in nature of the car I've got, ride the inside line, try to make it work, and just hope that the middle line isn't going to do what I did to it.
Well, you say that, and Mav's there, right? So now you got Keegan and all them racing, but Mav doesn't have help. Evan needs to get there before Paul gets there to push him back, and he's going to.
It didn't quite work for him. Yeah, Maverick made it. He made it up there, but Mav did not have what he needed to hold on to that spot. Sabilo is back up in the lead right now. Ooh.
Good, we're good. Little check there. You know what this does, though? Oh, this is not good. This allows Justin Levine free reign to the top side.
Yeah, he can pop right up there at the top. There he goes. There he goes.
I knew it was coming. He's a dog off his leash. Here it comes, boys.
All right. Yep, that's right. He is on the way, and he is trying to make that charge up. He is going to be a super pusher, I've got a feeling, trying to get these guys going. And if not a super pusher, a super opportunist. But, you can't make the pass on your own. So he's going to be teaming up with the cars around him to try to make that top line functional, to try to make it fast before he starts snapping down anywhere down to the inside. In the meantime, it's going to be Keegan Sabilo out in front. Evan Say has been doing great with Sabilo right now. And let's also give it up for Randy Mullins, name who hasn't been up at the front very much so far, but one of the Paradigm drivers, now up in third place, the 1, 2, 3 before we get side by side. And Mullins now trying to avoid the side draft from Davis.
Yeah, and that wiggle is that full throttle. These guys are pushing. You can tell by these cars when they're going full throttle because they're trying to close that gap. But again, the issue is tire wear. We're still at 1.5 miles, boys. We cannot go full throttle every lap to catch the car. You're gonna kill the right rear of the car, and it's gonna start making you wiggle on exit.
That's right. One guy I'm watching right now, Roger, who's having some trouble, has got to be Tim Moorman Jr. His car is it gets up to the outside of that dotted line on every turn I've seen in the last couple of laps so far. He's really kind of fighting the vehicle to stay down on the inside line of the inside. And it looks like just about every time we start to get into the apex of a turn, he starts to fly a little bit to the right, just moves out a little bit, and becomes a bit of a concern for the cars on the outside of him right now. Austin Nedstrom trying to make the pass on him. There he goes again.
Battle for the lead, though. Yeah, but we got a battle. We got a pass for lead, Maverick Davis. But that's with. I'll go back to Tim in a minute. That's that clean air factor. You have to keep the car lower. You have to keep your left front lower than the car in front. He is directly behind Randy Mullins in the corner. He's not staying any lower, so he's washing because he's giving no air to the nose. That's what's causing that.
That's a very good point. Maverick
Good
Davis
push
now
by
back
Evan,
up to the
though.
front.
Allows Keegan to get there. Paul Hill's going to go 3 wide. Going to try. Oh, Maverick cuts down.
Smart.
No, not smart. That was almost really bad. Because they both were not lifting. So you could see both their cars were yawed out.
That makes perfect sense. My thought was that if Hill goes 3 wide and you stay 3 wide, that it just raises your chances of so much trouble when you come out of one of those corners if someone's going to wash up into him.
I'll tell you right now, that is not what you like. Paul's going to go here. Paul's going to send it. Maverick's sending it. They're not lifting right now, trying to get it.
Yeah.
Go side by side even. Levine's going to push, try to get Paul past Davis to have him have topside superiority. I don't see Paul going down and blocking Mav by any means. The person I like right now is I like Keegan's spot and I like Justin's spot. You can kind of decide what you want to do. Oh, yeah. Keegan washing.
Ooh, not a good look there.
Flashbacks from last night. Good job, Keegan. Way not to do it again.
Save.
Yep.
Yeah,
way not
almost
to
a
do
bad
it
position.
again, buddy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Don't want to have a repeat. It sounds like he had a bad luck last night with that same kind of situation. Well, we don't want to see that here. I don't want to see that. That's for sure.
Justin came back and finished P2. He's fine. He's fine.
Okay.
I don't want to hear it.
That's fair.
If he listens back to the broadcast, I don't want to hear it either. He knows I love him. It's fine.
Roger that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Edstrom's in a good spot. Gitter's in a good spot. These 3 are very aggressive.
Yeah, they are. They are some of the toughest drivers we've seen out on the track so far, really sticking it to wherever they are and trying to make things work, looking for opportunities, looking for ways to pass. Out ahead now, Hill
Oh!
is going to go side by side as Levine makes the push. Edstrom right behind also wants a slice of that. He's going to follow Levine down to the inside. Hill has 2 cars passing him. Maverick Davis now side by side on the inside. The lead has shaken up as we have 10 laps to go.
Oh. I mean, that's picture perfect. Yeah, the whole Discord channel on the inside line right now. Maverick's going to move up, though. Edstrom's not going to be able to block. Justin has to move up and block Mav. Mav doesn't want to be a team player here. There's only so many laps left. I would have tried to break away with the cars on the bottom and make yourself smart, right? I mean, sure, you have a car on the outside, car on the inside. You're protecting both lanes. But at the same time, you have a hungry Paul Hill and a hungry Patrick Getter behind. And then you have some cars that don't have wins at all.
Ooh.
Davis is out. He got shuffled, which now creates this bottom line's going to be able to get some runs going.
That's right. Maverick Davis now, trying to stay in. He's going to get shuffled back, though. He's got to protect that top line and try to avoid getting caught up in anything. Let's stay green here, boys. But as Davis cycles back, Justin Levine leads things.
That Jordan Slater? Jordan Slater, what a move to the outside. Now, listen, I don't know if anyone was going to go with him, but what a move.
Yeah, kind of abandoning his spot in the top line. I mean, no one's there to help him.
Oh, he's stuck. He's got Luke Christian who's slow. He's going to be stuck. Oh, they're going to go 4. Yep, there it is. 3. Okay, they got smart.
Yeah, Lou just riding the wall, trying to avoid anybody out there as he goes very slow. Back, unfortunately.
And look at this, Tim Moore Jr. on the outside line. Now let's see what this car does in clean air.
Yeah, just about time here. Warman Jr. has been a car that's been pushing, but now he has a chance to get pushed a little bit and to lead the outside line. Let's see what happens.
Oh, what a run. Can he get to the right rear of Evan C? He's going to.
Oh, Keegan. Oh!
Keegan's going to get stuck,
super close
though.
move.
Keegan's going to get stuck. No, Keegan's forcing middle. Oh, what a move.
Wow. The cojones on that car right now.
Listen, did Keegan block it? Yes, but Evan moved up and took Keegan's spot.
Yeah, he did.
That's how that goes.
Did, you know? And that's true. I got to give it to Keegan there. Such assertive driving.
Oh,
very,
Keegan.
very risky, but so lucky too.
Oh, he almost just killed Edstrom. Edstrom's going for the lead. Love to see it.
Lead Levine down on the inside. Is he going to try to make the block on Sabilo? He's not really going to have the room.
No, he
Sabilo's
needs
at the quarter
Keegan.
panel.
He needs him. Keegan's going 3. Keegan can't go 3. Paul needs it. You need to stay middle, Keegan. If you're listening to this broadcast, you cannot go 3. You're going to get hung out. As he's trying to here. Paul's trying to hang him out. Wow.
Now this is pod racing right here. This is exciting stuff. Austin Edstrom out in the front. Sabilo. Edstrom moves up to the middle line. He's going to make the block on Sabilo. Here comes Levine, the 19 pushing down on the inside, getting almost side by side, not quite able to get there though. Evan Sane not up there with the push. Edstrom's back up at the front. He's going to play lanes, moves back down to the inside lane. Sabilo falls back just a little bit.
Keegan's tight. Keegan has to lift a lot earlier because he's going to get... Paul Hill's going to take that spot if he's not careful.
That's right. Oh, Edstrom moves for the block.
Paul's taking
ends
the
up
spot
making a little
anyways.
contact. Yeah, he took it. Slid right down there. Snake at the grass. Got the spot nice and fast.
I see Justin
Edstrom
moving up
leading
here.
Hill.
Yep, there it is. 3
Justin
wide.
3 wide. with just a few laps left to go. Lap 173, looking for 174 here.
Yep, and this is where Justin's going to push out Hill, shoot to the bottom right where he needs to, and yep, there it is.
Watch for it.
It's not going to clear, though.
It.
Get her, though. Get her 3. Get her stuck. Getter's got it. Nope, Getter's not clear.
Not clear. Nowhere
2
to
laps
go.
to go.
Nowhere to go. We're going to be down to 1 lap to go. The white flag is going to wave this time around here with Levine and Hill leading things. Austin Edstrom right behind. And Keegan Sabilo up there. The white flag is waving at Echo Park. Let's go around just one last time.
Oh, big wreck behind.
Massive wreck behind. We got 4 or 5 cars back there slamming into each other, but up here at the front, the action is still going. Paul Hill high on the outside. He's got Keegan Sabilo right behind him. Justin Levine a little bit too far back to make any blocks.
Keegan, if Keegan can hold it.
Can he do it? He's way up high on the outside. It's Hilo. It's Sabilo and Hill. Keegan Sabilo with the push at the line. Can he make it? He makes it.
Wow.
Holy cow, Keegan Sabilo with the win at Echo Park.
Listen, there's a proud man in 4th place. I got to tell you. Because that was shades of Justin Levine. What a picture, by the way. What a picture. I'm sorry.
Just mogging everybody. Looking fantastic.
Oh, man, this is a popular one. Listen, this kid has wanted this one for a long time. What a move. Paul Hill, what a finish. Both of these guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whew. Breathe out. That was a finish. What a race. What a whirl. Oh, man. Keegan Sabilo with an incredible move at the end, just pinning it and making the pass with the side draft on Paul Hill. The two of them working their way every move to the front, calculated and perfect. Really, really impressive drive out of the whole field tonight. We went almost green. We went almost green for the whole race. We only had about one, I think we had one, maybe 2 cautions the whole time. I think we only had 1. And yeah, we had a big wreck there at the end. It was on the white flag lap. You kind of expect it. Just want to breathe out there for a second. But the Team Birdie fastest lap of the race, that actually goes to Chad Kibbe. It is a 29.06 fastest lap around. Unfortunately, Kibbe not in the top 10 here. In the top 10, it's going to start with Keegan Sabilo, the winner of everything here, with Paul Hill in 2nd, Brandon Pasalacqua in 3rd, Justin Levine in 4th, Jordan Slater, Austin Edstrom, Maverick Davis, Tim Wortman Jr., Russell Black, and Patrick Gitter rounding out your top 10.
Yeah, at 11th, we have Randy Mullins with Keith Long 12th. 13th is going to be Evan C. with Shane Clore 14th. 15th, the 25 of Greg Carr. 16th, turn the page. Oh, no, hold on. Let me see if I can do normal math here. Yeah, it doesn't work right now, though. 16th is going to be Michael Figueroa. 17th, Zach Millett. 18th, Brian Johnson. 19th, Kevin Ruff. 20th, Joshua Hyatt. And 21st, John Binder.
All right, moving right along. 21st, John Binder. 22nd, Luis Becerra. 23rd, Chad Kibbe. 24th, Matt DiCiani. 25th, Paul Gallimore. 26th, Lou Christian. 27th, Mark Sanchez. 28th, Kenny Powell. 29th, Joseph Causey. And 30th, Jose Medina.
Yeah, rounding out your last 30 is going to be Alexander Carr, 31st. Daniel Wiles, 32nd. Tyler Hunter, 33rd. Chris Davis, 34th. Josh Schaffner, 35th. Chris Hudson, 36th. PB Henry, 37th. And Bryce Rayner, 38th.
Huge race tonight here for the guys at OB Builders Cup Series.
What a race.
Massive. Just massive. And now we're going to get a chance to talk to a few of those drivers who went around and made that magic happen. First things first, 3rd place is Brandon Pasalacqua. How you doing tonight, Brandon?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. You guys put on a hell of a race tonight. You really, really did. And you, sir, were in the thick of it for quite a few laps there. Now, you only led 1 lap, but you were around the top of the race for most of the race here. Tell us, what was the biggest challenge for you tonight? We have our own guesses. But what was the biggest challenge for you here tonight at Echo Park?
Yeah, for me personally, it was getting tagged in the bumper, and then I get pretty loose and have to correct it and lose a bunch of spots and go back to mid-pack or the back. So it happened to me 3 times tonight. 1 was my fault, so I'll take the blame. But these cars are so sensitive here, and so if anyone just nicks you a little bit, man, you're along for the ride. So was fortunate enough that guys behind me let up, so I appreciate that. And then I was lucky enough to hold on to it. So for me, that was the biggest struggle. But you could tell there's a lot of other cars out there that were struggling with either super loose off or just tight in the center. And so it made it hard to predict where everyone else is going to be at.
That's right. And there was a lot of switching lanes there up at the front of the track as well. A lot of people maneuvering and trying to find the right spot. Who was you think who helped you out the most tonight? Who do you think? Well, I mean, obviously whoever I forgot who tapped you, but that was probably who did the most work against you tonight. But who do you think helped you out the most tonight?
No, well, I think Gator and Paul Hill and I did a fantastic job the first 50-something laps managing the front of the race. And Levine, obviously, too, but Levine and I never worked together. So, but the four of us did a good job of just managing the front. And if anyone's going to lead, it's going to be us four. But in particular, Paul, Patrick, and I did a good job just working with each other and not leaving each other's sides. So it was a blast working with those guys. And three of us have been racing together for 4 years now in league, so we have really good chemistry when it comes to understanding what each other's goal is during a race. So it worked out super well.
Excellent, my friend. Was there anyone you want to shout out to or thank for your third place finish tonight?
Yeah, no doubt. Just want to give a shout out to First Form, OB Builders, Doran Trim. Shout out to Randy, Brian, and Josh at Paradigm. Yeah, we haven't been the fastest guys this year, but when we do put some time in, we can have good finishes. So it's at the end of the day, it's just I appreciate our friendship that we've had over the last 5 years together. So just a huge shout out to those guys, and thank you guys in the broadcast booth. You guys do a fantastic job, and it's truly appreciated.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much, and we will hopefully talk to you again next time around here at North Wilkesboro.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Take care.
I will. You too. That was Brendan Pasalacqua. And with that, I am going to pass the microphone on over to my man, Roger Pearson. He's going to talk to the second place finisher of Paul Hill.
Paul Hill, it's Roger Pearson in the booth. You got a copy, brother?
I do.
Hey, man. First off, I just want to say congrats because I know these are not your favorite, and you just put on a show tonight. It was
I appreciate it.
Truly impressive to see how far you've come with me racing you, and to see the level that you've worked your way through to get that plate IQ up. It's super impressive. So with that, tell me about the challenges of the night.
Man, honestly, this is the best I've felt at Atlanta with this set this week. I didn't know what to expect. Everyone had been complaining. I haven't run any officials. So everyone had been complaining about getting wicked tight and drifting up and left quartering people, but it felt like everyone was minding their P's and Q's, and I was able to let the car come in. And honestly, I didn't really have too many like handling woes tonight, which was pretty awesome. So felt like I could confidently push. I'm not very great out front, never have been, but I can usually push really well. So, to even be there at the end in a situation to possibly win it out of 4 was pretty cool. Like leading for me, I'm pretty abysmal usually on the nose, so I'm happy with that. Didn't get turned, didn't end up on my lid coming across the stripe. We all got to finish, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, what a finish. That was insane. With a lap to go, I really didn't know what was going to happen with the run. I didn't know if 3 was going to work because, like you said, stable-wise, there were a few cars out there that seemed planted, right? But there were some cars that seemed really tight. And so you could tell that your car was handling better on the middle groove than most. And when you went to the bottom, you didn't wash up half that lane. And when you go back and watch the broadcast, you're going to see a lot of people behind you. Where you're like, how did they not wreck? It was really impressive to see what this field did. And just the moves, man. After pit stops, that chaos that you guys had to go through with the extreme pushing in the corner, I can tell you all week, if you've pushed hard in the corner wrong and you get a little bit of damage on the rear of the car, it's game over. It's not fun. It's hard to drive. So you guys put on one hell of a show tonight. We're going to North Wilkesboro next week. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, change of pace. What we do, 1.5 miles, whatever you want to call Atlanta, and then now we get to go back to a short track. So that would be fun. I haven't driven North Wilkesboro with the repave in the game yet, so I'm looking forward to doing that. I don't really know how the grooves are going to play out. I've heard the track's kind of changed a lot with the rescan, so I don't know what to expect. But looking forward to it. Just going to keep plugging along here. One of these, you stay up front long enough. One of these is going to fall in my lap eventually. So we're just plugging along, taking our top fives, top threes, and moving week to week.
I'm a believer in that as well. And if you keep getting better, learning as you are, it's coming. It's going to happen. You're going to get a right push. You're going to get the right time, and it'll work out. So great job tonight, dude. Any friends, family, sponsors for this P2?
Yeah, I want to, of course, thank Joe and all of them over at BFCC, Garcia, all the guys over there again. Great car. Looking forward to what we got for North Wilkes. Put in the laps there, see what we can do. You guys up in the booth, everyone in this league. I do want to say sorry to Brandon. Early race, I gave him an absolutely atrocious push, and I owe him an apology. I felt really bad about that. It was non-intentional, and I about ruined his race, and I don't like doing that. I know we're kind of in a points battle, so I don't want him thinking there was any malice there. It was just a really poorly timed push on my part.
Well, he actually brought that up in his part, and he said the first one was on him. So I think you could sleep better tonight, right? I maybe have to go back and look at it, but it just seemed like some hard, aggressive pushing on. So just know that going into it. But dude, what a job! We're gonna see you at North Wilkesboro, and I hope you get a solid fifth finish there as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, Joe, bring him up.
You got it, my man. Here comes the man of the hour, Keegan Sevilo, the race winner here from Echopark Speedway. Let's get words from Keegan. Hey there, Keegan. Can you hear us up in the booth?
I gotcha.
Hey, my man, what a finish. You were not a name at first. That was like, we were like, oh, here comes Keegan. Wow, where'd he come from? And then you just dominated the last couple of laps here of this race with some great moves. Tell us what was going through your mind there at the end.
Well, I mean, I never thought I'd win one of these. Okay, so I don't even know what to think yet right now. I never thought this day would even come, honestly. But I mean, I was nervous by staying out when everybody pit, and I'm running 15th anyway, and I've been here all night long. So I mean, we got to do something different, and just kind of held the bottom and tried to stay as calm as possible. And one thing I've been working on recently with everybody helping me is just naturally letting everything play out, and just kind of naturally thought in the moment, slowed everything down, and was waiting to try and get to the outside of Paul there and into 3 and 4 when I seen him get clear. And once I got there, I knew I had a good shot out of 4, and fortunately, it just happened to work out.
Yeah, man, it just happened to work out. That is the understatement of the year. You were just right in that top line, and I was wondering if Justin Levine was going to be your ultimate rival there in the last couple of laps. It looked like he wanted everything to do with that finish, but man, you popped out and you put that car in exactly the right spot here. Now, you never expected to win one of these, but here you are now, sitting atop things on the OB Builders Cup Series here in one of these races, Echopark Speedway. Now, looking ahead a little bit, we've already asked one of the other racers, but how do you feel about North Wilkesboro?
I've never been more excited. I mean, it's been, we've had so many mile and a halves and intermediates and everything. And me being a short track guy, right, from the legend cars and late model community and the sim. I mean, that's my bread and butter, right? That's the ones that I had the best shot of running well out on a regular basis as it is anyway. So I was actually planning on just trying to get through this week and see what we'd have next week, and next week would be the real opportunity. Obviously, that changed differently tonight, but really looking forward to next week. I think we really had the pace in OB to go back to back. There's no reason we can't. I mean, Wilkesboro's always been a good place for me, especially in the old layout. So back when we ran a lot of legend cars there. So just gonna have to get back used to some things and turn some laps over the weekend. And man, I hope we have a fast piece for next Thursday, because I think if we got a good car and I put the proper amount of time in, we're gonna have a really good shot at pulling off back to back.
Good stuff, my man. And the one last question here: so after winning it all here tonight, what is one piece of advice that you would give to a driver who wants to try to take it all at Echopark Speedway?
I just say, just in general, to anybody, right? Like, this isn't easy. This isn't meant to be easy. It sucks at times. It really does. Everybody from our group has seen me mentally collapse over stuff like this and everything, and with life and this. And it's if you're gonna compete at these levels in anything in life, it's just not meant to be simple. And it's all about consistency, right? No matter how much you want to do it or you don't, you just got to keep showing up and keep putting in the work. and just let it happen. I believe our man up here in the booth, Roger Pierce, was the one that told me a few weeks ago just to keep showing up and keep trying, right? And eventually, the door will finally be knocked down, and tonight that finally happened.
Yes, it did. And you knocked it down, ran right through, and you get to walk home with the gold. Not bad, not bad. Anyone you want to thank or shout out to before we wrap things up here?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, thank you to all my sponsors and everybody who makes this possible. Keegan Speedway Racing, Mac Tools, Matrix Apparel, After Hours Restorations, Crawford Auto Repair, Washer Games, Admin Box, Team Need You, everybody that makes it possible, Team Conti. I mean, thank you to everybody who's pushed me to get to this point, right? I mean, this has been a long road back from starting in Legends and stuff. I mean, 8 years ago in the sim, and just looking where it's becoming now. You know, I mean, thank you to Justin and the boys. I mean, Justin believed in me before anybody else did and gave me a chance. And you know, here we are 2 years later, and not only did, you know, it start as just being teammates and everything, I think we can all say that we're lifelong friends over there. And I don't know what I'd do without those boys, man. It's been a rough few months, and they've been there for me whenever I've needed them. And you know, same with the Admin Box and Legend Car community that's been there with me since the beginning and helped watch me grow up and get to this point. You know, and thank you to Johnny Dresser. He gave me some tips and everything and worked with me. Rogers has been a huge help as well, and just it all adds up, man. It all adds up. Every single person, without each and every one, I don't know where I'd be. I truly appreciate everybody, because, you know, everybody has gave me some piece of information that has led to getting to this point. Even a shout out to Paul and Joe and the boys back, worked with them over the off season, and you know, was able to learn a lot, even though it didn't work out over there. But you know, just everybody that believed in me and helped encourage me to keep going and keep digging. And you know, we're finally here, man. This is more than just a win. This is years of hard work finally starting to come in the right direction. So we just got to keep the momentum riding, and God, I hope we can go after next week at Wilkesboro and be up here again, because normally I'm up here just to fill in for Sheldon sometimes. So it's actually nice to be up here as a driver for once. So we'll take it and move on to the next one.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for your talent on display tonight. Congratulations again for your big win. And man, if North Wilkesboro was as good as you say it's going to be, we might be talking to you again next week.
Hope so, man. We're definitely going to go down. As Justin would always tell me, we're going to go down swinging. You know, so you know, we got the momentum. Finally, I need to use the momentum and the confidence in myself to believe in what I'm doing and be able to know that I can pull this off. So time to get to work. It's just the beginning.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. All right. That is Keegan Sabilo. And Keegan, thank you for your time. We will talk to you soon.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Keegan Sabilo, once again, folks, the first place finisher here up in Victory Lane with us at Echopark Speedway from the OB Builders Cup Series Thursday night. Tonight's race was brought to you once again by Goated Strat Motorsports. Thank you again to the boys over at Goated Strat for sponsoring the race. And I'm going to check in with my co-host here, Roger Pierce. Roger, what's your takeaway? How you feeling after all this?
Dude, I'm stoked, right? I've worked with Keegan a lot over the last few months, and he was defeated, right? He was at the breaking point, and it happens on the sim. When you get to this high level, like you said, it's difficult. A lot of us put a lot of time into this, and it's turned into like a part-time job. I hate to say it like that, but it does. And he has shown so much work and so much effort, and I'm just glad it finally worked out for him. What a race by all these guys. One caution, and it was kind of a fluke caution. I feel bad for Tyler Hunter and Chris Davis and a couple of those guys that left the race because of it. But I mean, that was almost not a caution. So it almost went flag to flag. This race is normally really difficult because you don't know if it's going to be a caution fest, so you don't know if it's going to be green. So tonight, to see it go green for as long as it did with the good racing, I think overall 10 out of 10.
Absolutely, my man. Hey, we were talking before the race, and we thought it was going to be a little bit of a. We were thinking there'd be a possibility of this going caution to caution, but we were happily proven wrong. The guys over at OB Builders Cup Series, the racers there, 38 drivers, I think, up and down, really put on a great show of drivers' discipline tonight, doing their best to stay out of each other despite the conditions at a very tough track. And well, it was great to be up here in the booth with you, calling everything for Grid Vision live here on the radio and all over the airwaves on the radio, over the airwaves on the YouTube. And to everybody watching, we want to thank you for tuning in. and watching here. Thank you, everybody, for participating and watching in the chat there. If you were watching along from the beginning or if you just tuned in at the end, it was great to have you. For more information on getting your league broadcast or supported by gridvision.live, hit us up on Facebook, Discord, or send us an email anytime at info@gridvision.live. A big special thank you goes out to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash SimCams, who provides the beautiful cameras we use on all of GridVision's broadcasts. And once again, big congratulations to Keegan Sabilo on winning tonight's race from Echopark Speedway. This has been Joe LaCastro, Roger Pierce, and Austin Derbyshire. And hey, we'll see you next time on the grid.